events quickly unfolded. The Paris-Rouen race on July 22, 1894, popularized the automobile like nothing before. Count Dion was tireless. He sought out Pierre Giffard, the editor-in-chief of Le Petit Journal, directly in his office. "We need to do something bigger. Create a race, a true Paris-Bordeaux-Paris race. Paris is the heart of the world. We need to return to this wonderful city which will triumphantly welcome the victor." Giffard smiled. "Count," he responded kindly, "I am merely the editor-in-chief. A race of this magnitude, spanning 1,175 kilometers, is an enormous endeavor. I'll discuss it with my boss." The Le Petit Journal publisher refused. "The danger of serious accidents is far too evident," he wrote. Dion was furious. He invited his most influential friends to a lavish lunch at his palace on the Quai d'Orsay. In the meantime, his family had welcomed him back. As coffee was served, the Count circulated a list of names proposing who should form the race committee. After a few glasses of chartreuse, he held a second list in his hands worth 75,000 francs, contributions to cover race expenses. Thus, the 1,175-kilometer race became a reality. On June 11, 1895, a real crowd gathered at the Place d'Armes. There began the Paris-Bordeaux-Paris, the first real automobile race in the world, where victory would be decided by speed. Dion's best friend, the Marquis de Chasseloup-Laubat, personally gave the starting signal, waving a red flag. At 12:15 p.m., the first car, a two-seat Peugeot with a Daimler engine, left Versailles. 2 minutes later, Dion departed in a steam-powered car from his company. In total, 22 cars participated in the race. In Orléans, Dion was unquestionably first. In Blois, he was forced to stop to refill the water boiler. He did it himself in shirt sleeves, assisted by firefighters dressed in ceremonial uniforms for Bollin Day. In Tours, Levassor overtook Dion, bidding him a somewhat ironic farewell. Dion pushed his boiler to its limits to regain the lead, but Levassor's gasoline-powered carriage was faster. The race committee had stipulated that the course be completed within 100 hours, requiring an average speed of 11.75 kilometers per hour. A wild ambition seized Levassor. His two-seater carriage with a 5-horsepower engine sputtered along steadily. After 19 hours and 25 minutes, he reached Bordeaux. No one had imagined such speed was possible. The clock struck 3 a.m. The city seemed dead. Levassor had to wake the race committee official from his bed. It was pure luck that this official had helped organize the race. Otherwise, Levassor wouldn't have known his address. He hurriedly drank a glass of champagne and went looking for the driver meant to replace him, but the man was soundly asleep in one of Bordeaux's many hotels. No one knew exactly where. Levassor was at his limit, barely able to sit. Yet it was a matter of defeat or victory. Levassor hastily prepared some sandwiches, loaded a few bottles of wine into the car, and without further delay resumed his journey, sputtering away. 2 hours later, he encountered the second car, a Peugeot. The test driver looked at him as though he were a character from a fairy tale. Émile Levassor, the first automobile manufacturer in France. After 48 hours and 47 minutes, Levassor returned to Paris. He achieved an average speed of 24.5 kilometers per hour, a feat of enormous proportions. Until then, no one had driven for 48 hours straight. Only 6 hours later did the second car, a Peugeot, arrive. Following it came a Panhard Levassor, then another Peugeot, and in fifth place, a Benz. The Benz car faced numerous setbacks. It was driven by master mechanic Thumb, whom Benz had sent from Mannheim. Every 4 hours, the gasoline pipe, installed in Paris near the newly constructed brake rod, was damaged by friction. In these emergencies, Thumb was forced to kneel in roadside ditches to light small fires using wood, cotton, and gasoline to heat a tool to seal the damaged pipe. This occurred 4 times between Paris and Bordeaux. In Bordeaux, Fritz Hold, another master mechanic from Benz's Mannheim workshop, was waiting for Thumb. After hearing about the issues, Hold disappeared briefly and returned from a nearby inn with a mysterious object. The car resumed its journey, clattering along, and hours later, when the gasoline pipe failed again, Hold pulled a rubber tube from his pocket, stolen from the inn, and used it to cover the damaged section. The rubber tube held firm, ensuring the car's fifth-place finish. In ninth place, emitting smoke, came a steam-powered car which took 90 hours to complete the route. Dion returned by train. Never before had he suffered such a crushing defeat. Aware of the logical consequences, he decided to produce only gasoline-powered cars in the future. Levassor's winning car was publicly displayed for a few days in the Gallery Rap and later sold to England for 30,000 francs. Though Dion did not emerge victorious, he achieved something much more significant. The race transpired without any accidents. The government, the public, the press, foreign observers, the entire world, in fact, was enthusiastic. The great leap had succeeded, the leap from the workshop to the bright light of public interest. Automobiles were no longer mere exhibition pieces, but practical vehicles for road travel. Even the most naive farmer now understood the significance of these strange, sputtering, roaring vehicles. Automobiles had undergone their first major test race, and from then on, orders poured in.